I need to tell you something that nobody says out loud. Having a child is the single most expensive financial decision most people will ever make. Not a house, not a car, not a failed business. A child. And the number attached to that decision, the real, fully loaded, nobody puts this in the brochure number, is somewhere between $1 million and $1.4 million per child. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly where every dollar of that goes and why most parents never see it coming. Let's get into it. First, let's understand something. Why is this number, this massive, life-defining number, almost never discussed? Two reasons. The first is emotional. The decision to have a child is one of the most personal, most profound, most meaning-laden decisions in human history. Reducing that decision to a spreadsheet feels wrong to most people. It feels cold. It feels like something inhuman. And that feeling is understandable, genuinely. But that feeling is also why people make their single largest financial decision with zero financial preparation. The second reason, the number is invisible. Child costs don't arrive as a single invoice. When you buy a car, you see the price tag. When you buy a house, you sign the mortgage documents. But child costs arrive every month, every year, at every decision point. Small, incremental, invisible. And that's why the total never looks clear. This video shows you that total for the first time. Let me introduce you to someone. Sarah and Tom, both in their early 30s, both working full-time. Sarah is a senior analyst at an accounting firm. Tom is a project manager at a logistics company. Combined income, approximately $118,000. 2 years ago, their first child Emma was born. That day, in the hospital room, holding Emma for the first time, they felt their lives change. They didn't yet know how much they were about to change financially. Before Emma, Sarah and Tom were saving approximately $1,200 every month. Retirement accounts growing, a small emergency fund building. By the end of Emma's first year, monthly savings had dropped to zero. Zero. Same income, same city, same apartment. But everything had shifted. One night, Tom sat down and started running the numbers. What he found kept him thinking for 3 days. To understand what Tom found, let's start with the official figure. The U.S. Department of Agriculture publishes an annual report. The cost of raising a child to age 18 for a middle-income American family. According to 2026 data, approximately $310,000. When you hear that number for the first time, you might think, okay, significant, but manageable. Divided over 18 years, that's roughly $17,000 per year. And that math looks reasonable, but that number is incomplete, because $310,000 only covers direct costs. Food, clothing, housing, transportation, healthcare, entertainment. The visible costs. The invisible costs aren't counted. And the invisible costs, those are the largest part of the real bill. The first hidden cost, opportunity cost. Let me explain this simply. Every dollar you spend is also a dollar you didn't invest. And every dollar not invested misses the future growth that compound interest produces. Now let's look at Sarah and Tom's situation. Before Emma, they were saving $1,200 per month. After Emma, that savings dropped to zero. Zero. What would that $1,200 per month, $14,400 per year, have become if invested for 18 years? At 7% annual return, approximately $509,000, $500,000. Sarah and Tom didn't spend this money. They simply didn't invest it. But the financial result is identical. $500,000 of growth never happened. This is the first invisible line item on Emma's bill. The second hidden cost, housing expansion. Having a child changes space requirements. Before Emma, Sarah and Tom lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. Monthly rent, $1,450. When Emma arrived, space ran out. They moved to a 3-bedroom unit. New rent, $1,950. Monthly difference, $500. Annual difference, $6,000. Over 18 years, $108,000, just for the extra room. And this is the most conservative scenario. For families who choose to buy a home, this gap can be significantly larger. The third hidden cost, career losses. This is the least discussed and the highest impact line item. Sarah took 8 months of leave after Emma was born. 8 months of no income. But more importantly, when Sarah returned, she couldn't operate at full capacity. Early pickups, sick days, school meetings. She turned down a management promotion she'd been preparing for. "The timing isn't right," she said. That promotion was $14,000 more per year, and Sarah delayed it for 3 years. 3 years times $14,000 equals $42,000 in lost income. Add to that the reduction in retirement contributions during those 3 years. The money that should have gone into her retirement account also shrank. Total career impact? Approximately $85,000 to $120,000. And this is for a one-child family. For families with multiple children, this number multiplies. The fourth hidden cost, childcare. This line item delivers the biggest shock for most families. At national average rates, annual daycare cost for a child aged 0 to 5, approximately $15,000 to $28,000. Varies by region and quality. In Sarah and Tom's city, $22,000 per year. Until Emma turns 5. 5 years times $22,000 equals $110,000. Just for childcare. And this isn't a cost that ends when daycare ends. School age brings after-school programs, summer camps, weekend activities, additional care and activity costs from age 5 to 12, approximately $40,000 to $60,000. Total childcare cost, $150,000 to $170,000. And now we arrive at the bill, waiting at the end of those 18 years. College. In 2026, the national average 4-year public university cost, including room, board, and books, is approximately $120,000 to $140,000. For a private university, that figure can reach $250,000 to $320,000. Many parents plan around they'll get a scholarship or they'll take out their own loans. But in reality, either the parent pays or the child starts adult life under enormous debt, or both happen simultaneously. Sarah and Tom chose the middle path. They'll cover half. Emma will pursue scholarships and loans for the rest. Sarah and Tom's share, approximately $65,000. Now let's look at the number Tom calculated that night at the kitchen table. Direct cost to age 18, $310,000. Additional housing costs, $108,000. Childcare and activities, $160,000. Career losses, $100,000. College contribution, $65,000. Opportunity cost, uninvested savings, $509,000. Total, $1,252,000. $1.2 million for one child. Tom stared at the screen for a long time. Emma was sleeping in the next room. Tom got up, walked to the door, looked at her, and thought, if we had known this, what would we have done differently? Let me clarify something important right now. This video is not designed to discourage you from having children. This video is not designed to panic you. This video exists to say one thing. You are making your largest financial decision with the least financial preparation. And that unpreparedness comes back in very concrete ways in the years ahead. You can't understand why your retirement account stayed small. You can't see why savings never accumulated. You can't explain why the financial pressure never fully lifted. The explanation. $1.2 million went somewhere, in small amounts, invisibly, every month. The parent who knows this makes very different decisions than the parent who doesn't. Now let's get into the concrete steps. Step 1. Build the financial foundation before the child arrives. Emergency fund, at least 6 months of expenses. Retirement contributions, maximized. Housing, sustainable on a single income. Starting parenthood without this foundation is like removing your life jacket before sailing into a storm. Step 2. Calculate childcare costs in advance. Research daycare rates in your area. Compare that cost against the real net contribution of the second income. If the second income can't cover childcare, that income's contribution to the household is 0 or negative. Step 3. Start the college fund early. A 529 plan or equivalent education savings account should open the day the child is born. $200 per month, 18 years, at 7% return, approximately $84,000. Starting early dramatically reduces college debt. Step 4. Make your career moves before the child arrives. Want a promotion? Get it before the child. Negotiating a raise? Do it before the child. Switching to a higher paying position? Make the move before the child. The timing of career decisions creates tens of thousands of dollars of difference across decades. Tom spent that night at the table. In the morning, he told Sarah. Sarah was shocked at first, then sat quietly, then said, "We made this decision without knowing, but now we know. Let's talk about what we do next." 2 decisions. First, they immediately opened a college savings account for Emma, $150 per month. Second, Sarah went to her manager about the promotion she had delayed. 6 months later, she had the position. They couldn't change the numbers behind them, but now they were informed. And being informed, in financial life, changes everything. $1.2 million. Not to frighten you, to prepare you. Because having a child isn't a mistake. But having a child without seeing the financial reality, that's an expensive surprise. And that surprise shows up a decade later in your retirement account, your savings balance, your financial freedom. The parent watching this video, or the one thinking about becoming one, now knows that number. And the person who knows is always better prepared than the person who doesn't. I'll see you in the next one.